Second half then, Geelong with a handy lead. Handley goes up uncontested. Lewis held without it, surely. Oh, he'll get the free kick. Chris Lewis with the ball alongside the centre circle. McKenna breaks for him out wide. He ignores that after a cursory glance. Shocking kick. Now towards half forward. Turley's in front. Plays the ball along in front of himself. Then left it behind eventually. McGrath at the base of all of that.
And Langdon at full forward. He's been picked up by Miles. He'll start off in the square. And he's got a big space in which to lead further up the ground.
Stephen Hocking marking Metropolis. Did very well in the first half. Hocking. McGrath towards the wing. Harding, who's tried hard. The hand pass not a good one though. Straight to Poole. Through the centre goes the kick. Stoneham couldn't hang on. It falls to Couch. Surrounded by teammates. Not a particularly good hand pass though. It favoured Mainwaring, who against the flow sends play back towards half forward. Pios in front of Rogers. Rogers closing did well. Pios keeps it in front. Pike's on for support, and so is Waterman. Pios goes alone though. Long kick down towards full forward. 2-on-1 for the Cats. Handley goes back and takes the mark.
It's already wise being in hindsight, but he had Pike and Waterman. Why didn't he give it out, Pios?
Hocking from the back pocket. Hugging the boundary line towards Neil. He's got to beat a couple of them. Matera too quick. Does well. Off to Pike. Thought about Hines. Perhaps he should have thought a little more about him. Neil steals it. Gains 15 metres and over the line.
I think the wheels have fallen off for the West Coast after that.
Hines to do the ruck work. Triple premiership player with Port Adelaide. Now Lewis. Andrew Bews in over the top. Peter Cameron comes in and decides he'll take charge. Well, a very important game for both sides, particularly Geelong. A loss here today would have left them at 1-3 and in some trouble early in the season. Handley has been very effective. Forsman runs into McKenna. Couch gets it off to Bairstow. That's effective football. He stabs in towards the half-forward line. Scott on the half volley is quick. Robert Scott's away. Bangs it in towards full forward. And Worsfold sees it over the line for one behind.
Hasn't got a left foot or doesn't prefer to use it, Robert Scott. He had to swing wide, get away from Lamb, and then come back onto that right foot. Not confident going left.
Lockyer emulating Rogers, going straight down the middle. Here's Pike roving the pack away to Kemp. Runners everywhere for the West Coast Eagles. Mainwaring goes in short. Langdon on the lead. They've moved it the length of the ground. That's smart play. Langdon a long way out. Metropolis by himself in the square. Not seen. Certainly not in time.
What happened was that Hocking, Metropolis' opponent, went up and covered Matera, who was by himself.
Langdon hasn't got the carry. Metropolis didn't get the ball. Minor score. Eagles 8-10. Geelong 15-6. Langdon and Miles, former teammates. And Rogers to bring it in. Will he try the middle again? That's been his ploy. Slightly members side this time with a kick. Hinckley's in front. Two Eagles up. Bad footy. This is Ablett in trouble. Grabbed by Waterman. He altered the kick, but it goes to Hinckley. Defensive side of halfback. Ken Hinckley. High kick towards centre wing. Stoneham in front. Jakovic over the top. The youngest Eagle out there this afternoon. Bews in trouble. Couch stayed on his feet, and that's half the battle. Well played. Away to Ablett.
Ablett spirals a punt kick up towards Poole on centre wing. He marks. Inside 50, Robert Scott. Lamb went to ground, but Scott couldn't complete the mark, and he's dumped over the line by Dwayne Lamb. So a throw in Geelong's attacking zone. It's on their 50-metre line. The danger signs well and truly up for the Eagles. McKenna is going to run out of room if he's not careful. Tumbles it towards Matera. Poole paying very close attention to him. Too close, said the umpire. And there's one detect a few ironical cheers. from this West Australian crowd. Short to Craig Turley.
But there was no conviction about Matera going at that ball, was there? That's the problem.
And they're going very short. That was only 10 metres. At least they kept possession.
Lewis in trouble. Ball spills free to Ablett. Over the top to McGrath. He gets away from Pike. Kicks to the half-forward line.
Son.
Affected Lamb. Thank you, Don. Brown in towards full forward. Darcy. Can he get clear? He's got Scott for assistance, but there's holding on. Going against Tim Darcy. And John Worsfold to take it at full back.
The skipper to Lockyer. Far too slow. Worsfold looking to make amends, showed a lot of courage. This is Brown close to the boundary line, carries it across, it will be thrown in. The bench for Geelong, the seat of Wills in the foreground. It's been very topical. There's the throw in. Here's Bews. Pulls it back in front. Worsfold held without it. He'll get the free kick. 15-6 to 10-8. Advantages paid. Lockyer, long bomb towards midfield. Awkward bounce. Neeld was taken high and held a long time and is penalised for a throw. The Eagles and their fans will take them any way they can get them. Hines to the run of Kemp, who swings it out wide. Turley's in front out there. McGrath over the top. Turley the bit of recovery. Again too slow. Riccardi got him. Lack of talking. McGrath to Miles, who swings it out wide. Bews, great attempt at the mark, couldn't rake it in. It spills out of bounds and will be thrown in on the outer side. Andrew Bews, there he is.
I make a prediction, the West Coast have gone already. Lockyer came out from full back, a big high kick. He was hoping, didn't spot anyone, and that's indicative of the way they're playing as Turley was tackled over there. They're just not playing at all, the West Coast.
Riccardi over the top to Ablett on to Bairstow. Inside 50 again. Worsfold in front, well in front of Tim Darcy. Wide to Lockyer. Not short enough for McKenna and too short for Matera, who's going to get a free kick.
That was the worst possible kick, wasn't it, given the circumstances?
Well, again, they floated short round the boundary line to Kemp. There's certainly no confidence in this Eagles lineup at the moment. Turley, forward of the wing. Looking for Langdon. It's Miles who comes over the top and hammers it over the line. (15-6) plays 8-10.
That umpire's not throwing it in very far at all. Maybe the umpires are acting under instructions to put the ball high, whereas last year they were sending it a lot deeper and towards the centre of the ground.
High pass.
The right forward pocket for the Eagles. They want goals and they want them badly. Bounce is not a good one. Handley tried to get it away, so too did Laidley. Hines is in there, and Neild's kick. Eventually takes it over.
Got the tendency, Handley, Sandy. Hard to say that, isn't it? Handy, Sandy. Anyway, we'll just let that one go through. But he does punch the ball. He should open his arm a bit just there, his palm, and learn to palm the ball.
Ablett, clever kick. Couch may have got into the back of Guy McKenna, and he'll take it just forward of the wing. They're having trouble scoring. That's the problem. Langdon couldn't complete the mark. Turley in front, down to Langdon. Kick smothered, and well smothered by Handley, who just holds it with the one hand.
See, on the right-hand side, I know he didn't see him, otherwise he would have given it to him. Hines was by himself. And Langdon could have just put a hand pass out into space, but that's the way they're playing at the moment. West Coast.
Handley goes it alone. Down to McGrath. Shepherding by Steve Hocking. Sees him clear. He just chips it over the top to Ablett, who can go now. Easy as you like. Another one is not good. They may get away with it. Forsman dashes through a couple of defenders. Gives it across to Trevor Poole, who fires at goal from 50 metres, but pulls it away to the left for one behind.
Just too easy, wasn't it? Ablett. Then the mistake. There was a hospital pass in the centre, but it still went Geelong's way. Everything's just going their way at the moment.
97 plays 58.
Lockyer goes in short. Chris Lewis has it now. Across the ground towards the wing, and McKenna. Runner inside Matera. Untidy handball. Went behind him. He's got the pace to break away. Matera towards half forward. Langdon. 15-7 to 8-10. The Eagles doing a lot of the attacking at the present time. Long kick down towards full forward. Hocking leads back. How will it run? Oh, very close. He played it against the post, did Hocking. Well done. Langdon just denied. 8-11, 15-7. Don't write them off yet. West Coast Eagles in these conditions. They're getting plenty of the ball. Fitness will play a big part. Rogers down the middle. Poole favoured by the kick. Matera over the top. Lewis against the flow. Waterman emerging with the ball. Harding all the time in the world. 60 metres out. Long bomb. Hines going back. Should have marked it. Pios knocking it away from his own goal. Still he goes. Snaps from 30. Goal. Pios gets his second. It was a goal they needed. 9-11 to 15-7.
The two players holding the West Coast in this just figured in play prior to Harding getting the ball. Lewis is trying particularly hard, as is Waterman. Pios quickly onto that ball. Maybe Hines should have taken the mark, but they are difficult to take those marks. Drifting across the front of the pack, it takes a deal of courage to keep your eye on the ball in that situation, although Hines didn't take it off.
32 points the margin. Can the Eagles come back? Handley got a touch in the middle. It's a free kick, however, going the way of Geelong. It'll be taken by Bews. Long and low to the half-forward line. Fisted down towards Kemp. There's a path clear. Out in front of Hines. On his hammer is Neal. Gives the hand pass away, then back to Hines again. He can run on down now. Kick is not a good one. Langdon. Claim. The ball spills free. Metropolis can't take it. Hocking spins beautifully out of trouble. Thought about giving it to Couch, but then elected to pick out Forsman wider on the outer side of the ground. Ball didn't go out of bounds. I think Forsman thought it did. Handley, an effective spoil. Pike waiting down in front. Pios. They can get another one here. This crowd will really come to life. Up towards Hines and Langdon. At the back is Turley. It's left for Craig Turley. Pulls it round his body. Shoots towards goal. And kicks it behind. Settle down, Dennis.
Wasn't that a great attempt?
One behind only. 9-12. 15-7. And just over 13 minutes remaining. You still think they're out of it, Don?
Yes, Sandy. At the moment, although they're mounting a challenge, they look a little bit better than what they did earlier, but still 31 points difference.
Rogers again. Lewis in front of the pack, couldn't take it. Couch crunched as he got the football. It was a good effort in opposition to Mainwaring.
But he threw it.
Well, they've really gone on to this one.
Yeah, red hot today, aren't they?
Well, they were last week as well.
Mainwaring short to Matera, and he'll have a shot just 35 metres out on a pretty tight angle.
Mainwaring's on the forward line now too, playing out of a forward pocket at the moment.
Peter Matera, All-Australian last year, looking for his first goal for the day. And a critical kick for the West Coast Eagles. The drop punt is a beauty. He gets his first. And the Eagles sneak back into contention. 10-12 to 15-7.
Well, Peter Matera not having the best of seasons so far. His first game against the Sydney Swans, he started on the bench, although he did come back to some sort of form last week. It really was a focal point and a driving point for West Coast last year in that grand final, or in that final year.
There's an old adage in football, if you play hard, the scoreboard will take care of itself. And the Eagles are playing hard at the present time. Ladley comes away. Inside the 50, Mainwaring caught out of position. Hinkley in front takes the mark.
Started on the forward line. Hinkley now half back.
Long kick through centre. Stoneham and Jakovic. His second attempt, Jakovic got it away. Strong tackle, Laidley on Couch. Ball jarred free. Jakovic slaps it out. There's a free kick plucked out of this. Lewis on the ground infringing against Stoneham. They could ill afford that. So Stoneham alongside the centre circle. Kicks inside the 50. Darcy on the lead. Bairstow a half chance. Couldn't control it. Kemp goes in. Roddy's going in. It comes out the back like a rugby scrum. Scott got it. Now it's with Laidley. Swings it out wide. Man on man out there. Riccardi did well. Got a fist in there. Picked up by Bews just outside the 50. Goes long. Brown in best position. In from the side. It was missed down there by Darcy. And it goes through for a minor score.
Heavy bump handed out by Chris Lewis. I thought he may have hurt himself on Robert Scott, but he's all right. He's centre half back. Really did go hard at Scott. Good Lewis.
3 behinds for Geelong so far this quarter.
The Eagles are finding space now, something they couldn't do in the first half.
But their execution, Dennis, is not good.
There's that one from Jakovic. Made it difficult for Matera, but he's fired up at the moment. He's really going to Langdon.
Ooh,
couldn't take the mark. McGrath gets the handball away to Neal. He's in trouble. They are attacking the football now, the Eagles.
And Geelong are equal to the task. That was a great effort by Rogers. He'll come up out of that. And really they looked dangerous. There was strong tackling by the Eagles as they went forward there, but Rogers was equal to the task. Great effort. Andrew Rogers. Will's about to come on for Geelong too.
Hines and Handley again. Towards the boundary line goes Pios. Smothered off the boot by Rogers. So another throw.
You see who Geelong are going to take off.
26 points in it. The Eagle chant goes up around the ground. Lewis gets front spot. Chance for Lamb. The left footer goes long into goal, but just wide. 25 points the margin. Just under 10 minutes remaining.
Miles to bring it in. Number 2 for the Cats. There's a strong WA connection with number 2. Geelong, Dennis Marshall, Gary Sidebottom. Jeff Miles, Members side with a kick close to the boundary line. Poole goes up, takes a very good mark. Gutsy performance by the Cats this. Minus Burke, Brownless, Gary Hocking, Bruns. They're being challenged again though. The tempo in this game has lifted. Stoneham interfered with. Must get the free kick.
Why couldn't he just go for the ball, punch from behind? Easy thing to do.
He'd make a terrific umpire. Stoneham, the defensive side of the wing, down towards half forward. Ablett, almost. Goes back after it. Could have been tripped. Nothing doing. McKenna, not a particularly good kick. Out of bounds on the full. Had plenty of time. Simply threw it on the boot.
It looks as if he's playing half forward, Dennis. Was playing in the centre. Poole has gone off for Geelong. Will's coming on.
Stoneham, right on the wing. Towards centre half forward and Ablett. McKenna is there too, and the sun was a problem, but Ablett somehow took the mark. Pops it out wide to Wills, the new man on the ground, lacks marking. He's got this one.
Now that's Matera's man. If we look back to centre wing, Matera and the runner is just going out. Robert Wiley to talk to Matera. Stoneham's got him, so that's why the ball's finished up down there with Wills.
Wasn't Matera on the mark though?
Well, Matera's back here.
I know. When Stoneham had the kick, he was caught out, and there was a lack of coverage down the ground. That's the point he's making.
Apologise to Matera.
That's the point he's making to the runner. Wills misses by a long way. Minor score. Geelong 15-9 now, and the Eagles are 10-13. There's the time remaining. And Geelong would like a steadying goal as the Eagles are working hard.
2 goals 4 to 4 behinds this quarter in the Eagles' favour.
Certainly spread themselves for this kick in, the Eagles.
Straight down the middle. Jakovic in from the side. Fisted forward towards McKenna. He's claimed. The ball spills free. A chance for Stoneham. From 50 metres he'll have a shot. Back in towards goal. A good looking kick. And he's kicked one for the Cats. So the steadier, that's the one they wanted. Stoneham gets his second. He kicked 1 in the second quarter. And Geelong 16-9, the West Coast. 10-13.
Well, we can question why did Guy McKenna go towards the centre of the ground. I suppose he's running that way, had to get rid of it. Really, could he have done something a little bit better on that? Because as you can see there was just nobody from his team there. 3 Geelong fellows. Easy goal.
Under 8 minutes remaining till three-quarter time. Geelong leading 105-73. Their margin at half-time was 38 points. Last season, the Eagles trailed at half-time in 4 games. They came back to win just 1. That was against Melbourne in round 16. Lewis goes off the ground. McGrath across half-back.
Bench has come on to centre half forward for Geelong. Handley off, and Stoneham again has gone into the ruck.
McGrath's been steady today as Stoneham takes a good mark down the ground. Terrible introduction to league football for McGrath. He's fought back well. Here's Ablett again, slipping away from McKenna. He's not had a good day. Spent some time off the ground.
Must be a question, Dennis, about his fitness. He went off last week with a groin injury. And if he's got a groin injury, they do take a long time to overcome.
Ablett will kick from 45 metres out to make it difficult for the West Coast Eagles. He's a master. Great goal. He's got 4.
And all of those goals are the majority coming in the second quarter. Gary Ablett, what a record this man's got. 1989 Norm Smith medalist. He was a leading goal kicker at Geelong. 85, 86, 88, 89 and 90. Best and fairest on 84. Second the following year, but third on 3 other occasions.
So all the Eagles' work done in the first 15 minutes of this quarter has suddenly been covered. Lamb gets a quick kick down towards the half-forward line. McGrath gets a bad bounce. Turley beautifully claimed by Ken Hinkley, and they block it up, allowing Steve Hocking to come out to Skipper Bairstow. Pulls it past Lewis and clean bowls just about everyone. McKenna runs into Couch. Does get it away. Riccardi can't get clear of Waterman initially. Is held. The umpire lets it go on. Now a chance for the Eagles as Laidley goes streaming down the ground. A high kick to the forward line. Metropolis. Hinkley got up high. Couldn't take the mark. Miles at the back. Defends, and Stoneham stands alone on the half-back flank.
Riccardi's hurt himself on centre wing. Can't get up for this contest.
Yes, he's gone to ground again, so an obvious problem.
Cramp, I think, Sandy. Cramp, the way he's holding his toe.
As Lewis goes to Langdon, outside 50. Carl Langdon wanting to move it on. No one back there. He's going to have a shot. Be kicking from 55 metres. They desperately want a goal. Langdon's drop punt. He's going to go into the square. Waiting down in front, Steve Hocking. Goes back towards Lewis and Stoneham. Over the top it goes. Good use of the body by Lewis. Does it well. Into the pocket again, Metropolis.
Riccardi's going off too. He's being assisted from the ground. Poole about to come back on. Seems to be holding his right leg.
Mark not paid as Metropolis went over the line. So a throw in. Bews couldn't take it. He's at the bottom of the pack with Don Pike, who asks the question of Peter Cameron.
Riccardi's gone to ground again over the boundary line, so he doesn't look to be in the best of health.
Steely stare of Andrew Bews. Here he is again, close to the boundary line, running out of space. Lewis got him. Not exactly a clean break. Thrown in. Just inside the 50. Stoneham from behind. Hines wins it down. Turley, one of those days. It's out of bounds. There's Riccardi.
Working on the hamstring. He was holding the right leg as he came off.
Another throw in. Stoneham this time. Pumps it away. Gains about 15 metres. And once more, it will be thrown in. Barry Stoneham, a good game today. And the Cats, after a slow start, losing their first 2 games this season to Hawthorn and Melbourne, bouncing back very strongly. Ablett breaking away, probing kick towards centre wing. Laidley tracks it towards the boundary line, content to escort it across. Couch appealing. Another throw in. 3:20 remaining in this third term. Harding and Mensch over the top. Laidley knocked on by Pike. And this is certainly a test for the boundary umpire on the other side. There's Turnbull.
And all the time, precious seconds ticking away for the Eagles. 73 plays 111. 38 points. Ablett. He's had a very good game, celebrating his 150 in VFL and AFL. Pike over the line with Ablett. And we'll do it all again.
I remember him as a skinny little kid coming down from Druin. Boy, has he put on some weight and filled out and become a superstar. Played a couple of games at Hawthorn, not too many, about 9 I think in all. 6 games, 9 goals actually.
To the Eagles half-forward line. Rogers sprinting out. Cut off beautifully by Matera. Here's a chance for the Eagles. Langdon on the lead. It bounces in front of him.
Ooh.
Wills is hurt. The shot at goal is going to be close. It's a goal. So Carl Langdon gets his first.
At least Langdon can hold his head up. He has tried. He plays with plenty of enthusiasm, Carl Langdon. He's now playing at the full forward position. Miles accidentally hits Wills there. You can see there. Oh, does that hurt. But Wills is up on his feet. He's good as goal. It's good to see Langdon figuring on the scoreboard.
Well, the defence of the Cats has been much maligned in recent seasons, but one thing they do have down there is pace. Rogers and Miles both very quick. They've made it hard for the forwards. Laidley's very high kick sold Lewis into trouble. He stood his ground manfully. Now Metropolis inside the 50. Can he kick a goal here? He settles 40 metres out. It's offline. Minor score. Daniel Metropolis not having the day today he had last Sunday. He was drafted with Richmond's 2nd pick in last year's draft. They acquired that pick for Stephen Jackson. Now his 6 goals on debut equaled the record for the Eagles set by Stephen Jackson. Here's Couch. Left half back towards the wing. Wills leading back. He's got this one, and he's got pace, and he's got Stoneham.
Almost at half forward. Long in towards Brown. Used the body beautifully and takes the mark. Not going to be paid by Peter Cameron.
Jeez.
Play on the call. Lockyer gets a hurried kick. Mensch couldn't complete the mark. Lumbers after it with Laidley. Forsman there to help Mensch. And eventually Peter Cameron comes in. I thought Brown may have been paid this one, Don.
Yeah, good body work here by Brown, just getting away from Lockyer. Did he control it? I thought he did.
Yep.
But then again, he had his back to the umpire. The umpire really couldn't judge as to how long he did hold it.
So a bounce just forward of centre for Geelong. Laidley. Sweeping hand pass to Lamb. Scott's quick, but he does get his kick in time. Hinkley the flyer. Held and will take a free kick. So inside the last 30 seconds. Couch over the top to Ablett. They run into trouble here.
Throw.
David Hines, a great tackle. There might just be time. Matera's got to go back.
Yeah, that was against Ablett.
He didn't realise it. The precious seconds have ticked away and the siren has sounded. So it's 3/4 time here at Subiaco. Matera's kick just wobbles down to the half-forward line. And at 3/4 time, Geelong still in a commanding position. 17-9. 111, leading West Coast, 11-14-80.
17-9, 11-14, the West Coast Eagles. Can they come back? You'd have to say the way they've played, no. They've struggled up forward. Handley, big thump away. Stoneham, to the advantage of Ablett, a busy player, confronted by Lewis. Ablett again, off the ground. Real scramble, Pike at the base of it. Bews over the top. And the ball up. Bews, who played only 6 games 2 seasons ago, and missed the final 6 last season. In good form this afternoon. Here he is again. Mainwaring to Kemp. He's at left half back. Goes very short. McKenna close to the boundary line. Now their problems begin, although Pios has lost his marker. Pios, left half forward. Langdon on the lead. He's done plenty of that. He's not afraid to lead. He takes the mark.
Also had Worsfold out wide. He could have spotted him. Langdon's got Worsfold if he wants to go short too. So options there for West Coast.
The margin is 31 points. Carl Langdon. Important kick. It's a good kick. It's a goal.
Probably their best player, Carl Langdon. They haven't had too many players, but at least he's tried. He's giving them an option up forward too. He always plays with a lot of enthusiasm. There, Pios had Worsfold to the right of screen too. You can see Worsfold running into picture. That's his second goal. He's a member of the Subiaco Grand Final side, or Premiership side, in 1986, Carl Langdon. He only played a couple of games till then.
So the Eagles at the moment teasing their fans with some hope. Ablett up, spoons it out nicely to Bews, on to Bairstow. Thought about going over the top and eventually does.
Harding's hurt back in the centre of the ground, may have twisted his ankle when he came down from that ruck contest.
Pool's kick was a very difficult one to mark. Lamb gets a hurried chip back over the head of Trevor Poole, who may get another opportunity. Sits for him, and that one's not pretty either. Out of bounds on the full, as signalled by that policeman wandering through.
He's up Harding. He's limping towards centre wing to pick up Hanley. Now here it is here. Did he jar it when he came down? I think he did, because it didn't look as if there was a clash of bodies.
Waterman from the back pocket. Comes up towards the wing. Ablett will be the flyer. Oh, takes a screamer.
Begrudging applause.
He has a look up forward. Elects to go long. In towards full forward. Waterman over the top. Brown waits down. Is immediately claimed by 2 of them. There's no way knowing he can do anything with that football. And Peter Cameron will have a bounce.
Ryan Turnbull about to come on for West Coast.
"25 metres out from the Geelong scoring zone. Stoneham gets it down, breaks free. Forsman more overrun by Matera. McKenna gives him backup support. Forsman continues to chase. Worsfold coming from the other end. Bang! Down they both go.
Oh, yes.
Forsman came off second best. Over the top past McKenna. It's taken by Lamb. But over the line, and he's still down, Forsman. Let's have a look at it again.
He's a tough nut, isn't he, John? Worsfold. Fair bump.
The kick by Scott in towards full forward. Brown at the back. Couldn't get there in time, and it's hammered over the line. A throw in the left forward pocket for Geelong.
Forsman. Not feeling the best. Heavy clash. Off the ground, Ablett. Magnificent goal. That's his 5th. And that could sink them.
And that is not a fluke. He means those. He's done it too often for it to be a fluke. Watch this. You know, to anybody else, a fluke, you say yes. But no, not to Ablett.
He's a one-off. There are no copies of Gary Ablett. 5 goals this afternoon in a celebration of his 150th. He's been quite remarkable. Knocked on by Bairstow from Scott. Ablett again, hurriedly down towards full forward. Darcy comes out, spills out of bounds, and will be thrown in.
And Forsman's going to go off. He's being helped off the ground. Mensch will come on. Harding has also gone off for the West Coast, maybe because of that ankle injury. And Turnbull has gone into the ruck.
Margin is back to 31 points. Turnbull went very high, missed the ball. This is Laidley. Away to Lockyer. No conviction in the leads to the outer side. Wills closed on Matera far too easily and gets the ball out of bounds. Matera had the break. He's very quick. But Wills reeled him in. Still, it's very hot. Tough for the players. He's thrown in on the outer side. Backhanded down by the Eagles through Jakovic. Stoneham cleverly away to Bairstow to Wills. They've got the loose man now. Wills about 35 metres out from goal. He may have kicked another one. He has. That's his first. Andrew Wills.
His first game for the year too. He's played about 16 games, career games. He did this fairly easily, Andrew Wills. Just watch it, Stoneham, Bairstow. Nobody closing except maybe McKenna, but not real pressure. Not a good kick off the boot, but nonetheless it was accurate. There he is. Started on interchange, Andrew Wills. Now playing on the wing on Matera.
Waters about to come back out on the ground for the Eagles. But the Cats too classy today. Couch over the top. Scott, and he's recovered. On the pull. Mench overran it. Lockyer gets a short kick. Jakovic to Lamb. Now Kemp, who ambles across centre wing. Hanley gives chase. The big man lumbers after him. He gets his kick in towards Turley, who controls it well in opposition to Kendi. Plays on quickly, stabbing into Lewis. Can't complete the mark. Rogers had it for a moment. Lewis gets it away again. Hines will get a shot at goal, but it's just to the wrong side.
Metropolis has gone off too for the West Coast. Waters come on. Waters has gone down back pocket. Just can't pick him up for the moment. But he looked as if he was running. There's Riccardi still getting treatment for that hamstring. Maybe it's a cramp in the upper thigh.
6 goals the margin. Lamb can't hold it. Couch there with him. Kemp also. And it's the latter who comes away. Lewis on the half volley. Over the top he goes to Turley. Another one to Langdon. They may get there just. Turley again, flicking it round his body. A clever kick. Saw Hines in the square.
Well done by Andrew Rogers there, just to keep an arm on Hines. You can see there he held him as he went past. What Hines would have done was certainly just played into an open goal.
David Hines kicked one in the first, one in the second, and now one in the fourth. 3 goals for Hines. And 13 to the Eagles, 13-15. Geelong, however, in the box seat at 19-9.
We only kicked the 1 point last week, David Hines. He was the 24th draft pick in 1988 from Port Adelaide. In a number of grand final sides over there through the 80s. 3 to be precise, 88, 89 and 90.
Yes.
Time remaining. The margin is 30 points. The breeze not a factor. Geelong today have met every challenge. Handley has done very well. Beaten this time by Turnbull. Very high kick towards the outer side wing. McGrath, well done. Finds it on the ground, having knocked it away. Stephen Hocking going nowhere. McGrath butters up again. The Morris medal back in '88. And as we said earlier today, really tough start to the season for that young man. Dunstall and Jakovic in successive weeks playing at full back, but he's done well.
Took a touch of cramp as well, Dennis. McGrath.
Here's Worsfold. Pios on the lead. He's marked inside the 50. Worsfold runs on, getting the ball back, but Pios is a pretty good kick. I don't think the distance will be a problem. He got 4 last week. Not the same influence today on the forward line, but he's tried very hard. Paul Pios. If he kicks a goal here, the Eagles still have a chance. from right on the 50. No, it falls away to the right and goes out of bounds on the full in the right full forward pocket. Just over 17 minutes remaining. 123 plays 93. This game blown wide open by 11 goals in the second term to the Cats. We saw some irrepressible football. Around the outer side goes the kick. Turnbull was up to fist away. Matera favoured by the fist. Wills is very quick and pushes him across the boundary line. Let's go down to John Rogers.
Dennis, Darren Forsman, as you described, took a very, very heavy knock at the hands of John Worsfold. He's just had a bit of a jog around the boundary line to see if everything's where it ought to be. He took a very heavy knock to the shoulder and to the head area. Lost a couple of fillings, but other than that, he's in fine shape.
It's okay when it's somebody else.
I'd rather cruel man, John.
Rather him than me.
Throwing on the outer side in the Eagles' attacking zone. Hanley had front spot. It's locked together. Free kick. Neil takes it from halfback. Mark Bairstow, who will certainly enjoy this trip back to his home state. Ablett got up very high, but too early. Stoneham was in front of the pack. The Darcy lead is ignored, but it may finish with the Cats. Here's Trevor Poole, the left footer in towards Brown. Did he get an edge out? The umpire said no. And so McKenna to relieve the pressure. It's been on just about all day. Turnbull gets the hand pass away to Waters on the ground. Another one off to McKenna, back to Turnbull. From the defensive 50-metre line, he kicks up towards centre wing. Handley is there. Dodges around beautifully, then sets sail for the forward line. The kick is a good one, and Minch takes a fine mark.
He's a player maybe with a future, Handley. He's been everywhere, started in Queensland. Interesting pickup by Geelong in the mid-season draft last year. Played over here with Swan Districts. Showed great mobility then. Also great skill. I'm impressed with him.
From just inside 50, the drop punt by Minch looks pretty good off the boot. That will be the sealer, if there was one required. Minch kicks his first, and Geelong's 20th.
We played at centre half forward last week as well, Minch, as he's done today, only for a short period though. Here he is, getting away from his opponent, Jakovic, and a good kick by this youngster. He's from Grovedale, played in the reserves last year.
So the margin is 36 points. Just over 14 and a half minutes remaining. Turnbull at the second attempt. Pike. Mainwaring. Not a particularly good kick down towards half forward. Awkward for Pios. Turley. Hines surrounded. Back to Pios, lacking support. McGrath knocked it away. Kneeled in the grasp, but got the kick off. Mainwaring stood his ground, took the mark, played on to Kemp. Turley. Pike. About 60 metres out from goal. Clever kick. Getting in behind the defence is Worsfold. How will it bounce for him? Oh, Hocking did very well. And McGrath runs it through for a behind. Well, that really is the story of the day's play.
Actually, it wasn't a bad kick by Pike because he was under a bit of pressure, and to spot Worsfold was good play. However, the bounce didn't favour him. He did finish up catching him out of position.
Miles, I'm sure would have mixed emotions back here today.
Very happy, I should imagine, Dennis.
Hocking towards the outer side. Rogers. I would think so too, but a bit of sympathy for the West Coast Eagles. Around the outer side. Couch has got it. Is it left half forward?
Paul Couch looking towards Ablett territory. Got a hand to it. Lockyer at the back. Ablett just a gentle little soccer forward. He goes again, but he can't repeat that extraordinary feat that he did early in the quarter. And Ablett has 5 for the day. And a fine way to celebrate your 150th game. In the Cats' left forward pocket. Scott waits at the back. Mensch kick is smothered. Bairstow, another throw. Well, suddenly clamping down on this.
Stops the game though, doesn't it?
Yep. Must be at least half a dozen we've had today. Hanley late on the scene to affect the spoil. Turnbull sees it over the line. Michael Malthouse, this is something he's certainly not used to. A loss like this at home. Pike had to contest the ruck move on that occasion. Tried to get it to Waters. Peter Cameron letting it flow on until eventually again it drifts over the line. Just on 12 minutes remaining. And the Cats looking very, very safe. Matera. Long up towards centre wing. No mark taken. Here's a chance for Hines off to Lewis. He gets away nicely. Has a bounce. Then a look up forward. He wants Langdon. With him is Miles. Langdon. The chance as Miles goes to ground. Langdon goals. 3 goals now to Carl Langdon. 2 of those in this quarter. The West Coast are 14-16. They hit the ton. Geelong lead by 29 points.
1-3 last week, Carl Langdon. This week, 3-1. Lewis on the break. Questionable, these, the way they use their hands. Look at the way he's holding. I believe that's pushing the man or holding the man against Langdon, but nonetheless.
So the margin is back to 29 points. 11.5 minutes or thereabouts remaining. A couple of quick goals, who knows? Kept on coming, the Eagles. Second quarter continues to hurt them. Kemp out of the centre. McGrath with courage. Turley. Bairstow keeps it in front. Well played. Overran it. Worsfold couldn't control it. Here's Kemp. He's tried hard today. To Turley. Hasn't had a good day, but hasn't stopped trying. Still he goes, Turley. Langdon surrounded. And the ball jarred across the boundary line.
Actually, it was a good tackle by Hinkley. Stop Turley.
Well, if the Cats win this, it'll be a rollicking journey home. They've got the bye over Easter. Let their hair down. Not suggesting they will necessarily. Here's Scott close to the boundary line. And it's going to be a ball up right on the boundary line. The umpire will bring it back a shade. And of course, the West Coast Eagles next Saturday night take on the Brisbane Bears at Carrara. And dare we say it, it's been a long time since we have. That will be a danger game for the Eagles, the way they're playing at the present time. It's out of bounds, will be thrown in. 20 goals 9 to 14-16. Handley and Langdon over the top. Ablett. Rogers across his body. Poole and Mainwaring. It's out of bounds.
Almost down to centre wing. Hanley and Turnbull. The latter in front. Down to Lewis. Poole goes to ground. Lewis gets his kick. Worsfold, a fine attempt to mark, but it opens the door for McGrath. Away go the Cats again. Bairstow controlling the situation from the middle. Looks up towards Couch. Waters is with him. Spent a lot of time on the bench, Scott Waters. Off to Pike, Matera, Mainwaring. Hasn't had the best of days today, Chris Mainwaring, but he's battling it out to the end as Hines takes a mark inside 50. Well, 9.5 minutes remaining.
Good work by Matera behind Mainwaring to allow him to get that kick away. Worsfold, a little body strength, allowing Hines to come in and take a relatively easy high mark.
From 40 metres, they want this one badly. He's kicked it. 4 goals to David Hines, 2 of those in this last quarter. And the Eagles continue to cling, 15-16 to 29.
Well, he has worked hard, David Hines. He was kicking goals in the pre-season, but they've evaded him in the day games. Pike getting involved, Matera. Now Matera, there it is, Matera laying the heavy shepherd on Wills.
23 points the difference. 129 to 106. Just inside 9 minutes remaining. Laidley at half-back towards half-forward. Knocked away from Hines. Taken by Bairstow. Floated towards half-forward. Magnificent mark.
It's body strength. Pure body strength.
And not bad hand-eye coordination. Gary Ablett. Remarkable athlete. Goes for distance. Very big kick. They'll contest about 5 metres out. Brown almost. Off hands and out of bounds. Well, if the Eagles have any chance at all, it's got to be at the other end of the ground. But that man making things hard for them. First with a mark, and then gaining all that distance with the kick. So a throw in the pocket. Stoneham over the top, flicks it behind. We've got a whistle as Darcy picks himself up. Bounce about 15 metres out from Geelong's attacking goal. They trail by 7 points at quarter time, only to lead by 38 at half time and 31 at three-quarter time. Stoneham gets it down. Laidley out of defence towards midfield. Handley, unkind bounce. Wills measures it. Poole with some time. Stoneham, who's been a very good player, has marked this one about 40 metres out from goal. It would be fitting that he can kick the sealer.
Now, cramp has also taken its toll on Trevor Poole on their square. Now, as he goes down there, Poole doesn't get up because he's busy pulling his toe back towards his upper body, trying to relieve the cramp that's obviously in his calf.
Here's Stoneham. He misses to the right-hand side. 2010 plays 15-16, just under 7 minutes remaining.
4 straight kicks in it.
Geelong got the outriders out again.
Lockyer heads to the outer side. Handley the fly. Darcy, Clay. They just about lose it. Yes, Peter Cameron says too long. So the Eagles, wanting goals and wanting them rapidly, will get the chance. Waters drifting around in the middle, will kick up towards Worsfold at half forward. Play on as Mainwaring has really had one of those unfortunate days. Bews tried to back out the back of the pack, couldn't do so. Worsfold soccers off the ground. Wills could be first to it. Across half-back, chasing his Matera. They're both quick. He does get a legal handball away. Turley takes it. Still outside 50. A chip up towards Langdon. Miles over the top with a mighty fist. Almost as good as a kick. Pike at the bottom again. Matera can't sneak away. Handley a high kick. A clearing kick back towards the centre. Couch and Lamb. Lamb did well to get front spot. Plays on now the left footer. Towards Chris Lewis. Holding on by both. So play on was the call. Lamb. A chip of some 25 metres. And Andrew Bews will be happy enough. No, he won't let it go over. Sneaks away from Hines. Gives it away to Ablett. On to Couch, who drifts it over the centre in towards Stoneham territory. Tried to do it with the one hand, couldn't do so. Jakovic ridden into the ground, and he will take the free kick just forward of centre half back.
Just over 5 minutes remaining. 24 points the difference. Jakovic across the ground. Mainwaring. What will he do this time? It's the hand pass away. Worsfold. Long kicks and pushing behind the pack. It mattered not. Hinkley in front took the defensive mark. This defence has done well today. Very good for Geelong. Hinkley towards the outer side. Handley reaching over the top of Worsfold. Mensch goes off the ground towards the boundary line. Rather well done, and will be thrown in. A few Geelong supporters at the ground, and they've had a great day. Turnbull in front. Depth again in the boundary throw in. Wills slaps it out wide. Bews hard against the boundary. Hugs the boundary. In fact, he puts it across on the full on the outer side. Jakovic with the clock running down to send the Eagles back into attack.
Yes, they want more than a goal a minute now. Then Jakovic can't afford to waste any time at all. Again, Ablett A supreme fly, but couldn't take the mark. Bairstow to half forward. Brown in front, takes the mark. Paul Brown booted 2 in the first quarter, 1 in the second. Gary Ablett has been their main contributor today for the Cats. He has 5. Brown from 47 metres. Just away to the right, ever so slightly. And behind. Three goals, 2 to Paul Brown. But they'll be happy with the behind because it means 1 extra scoring shot the Eagles have got. And with time ticking away as it is, Waterman, unsure where to go, eventually elects the outer side.
Well, that's a compliment really to the Geelong defender or forwards, because those West Coast backmen just can't set up for the full-back, and they've done it all day. It's a terrific compliment.
Tim Darcy, shielding his eyes from the sun, will kick into the shade. The distance may test him. He's kicking from 60, so he elects short. Couch was his target. For Waters, onto Mainwaring, onto Lamb. Now a chance for him to clear. Turnbull gives it back. Mainwaring, a high kick towards Worsfold. McGrath with him, but that's a good mark. Taken by John Worsfold. Neal, hugging Hines. Sockers it back, gains 25 metres over the line. And with just 2.5 minutes remaining, as Forsman looks on, although he'll have no doubt a fair headache, he would be very happy with today's result.
Thrown in. Scott doing the ruck work in front. He'll almost be holding the ball, and the umpire decides to ball it up. Just over 2 minutes remaining. 20-11 Geelong, 15-16 the Eagles. Gary Ablett with 5 goals. The game's high scorer. Rogers kept his head very nicely. McGrath across the ground. Hocking. He's been resolute today. Hocking from half back towards centre wing. Laidley and Ablett clears that pair. Free kick to Ablett. There was some holding on. So Ablett's got the ball. Laidley pleading his case, all to no avail. So inside the last 2 minutes now. It's all academic. West Coast Eagles, so hard to beat for so long at home. They're going to lose this one. 20-11, 15-16. Handley's got the ball. Goes for distance. Gets onto this spiral too. Gained about 60 metres. Brown over the top, claiming the mark. A little ambitious. Couch has got it. Lacking support. Pushed off it by Waters. Across it comes to Lockyer. Worsfold meters in the clear on the outer side.
Or is he? Bang! Rides the bump with Handley. Now he's away. Short to Turley, still outside 50. Inside the last minute. Turley looks towards Hines.
Handley's holding his ribs after that bump from Worsfold.
It's a bone-crunching jar.
He didn't show his pain initially, which was good. Now he's bent over.
Well, he may only have to contest once more, depending on this kick. He's floated it across the face of goal. One behind. To David Hines. 15-17 plays 20-11. 10 seconds remaining. Handley drops back into the centre with Turnbull.
Oh.
And another prodigious torpedo putt heading his way. He gets one fist to it. Scott waiting down, can't take it. Turley quickly claimed. Here's an opportunity for Mainwaring, receiving from Turnbull, but it doesn't matter. It's all over. And a big victory for Geelong.